Thanks for joining us on the news this hour. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, has issued a 48-hour ultimatum to the federal government to unblock millions of unregistered lines. Just last week, the federal government directed telecommunications companies in the country to bar all outgoing calls on unlinked lines from Monday, April 4th, 2022. These are subscriber identity modules or SIM cards not yet registered and linked with the national identification number by users. Reacting to the ban in a statement issued on Sunday, SERAP asked President Muhammadu Buhari to direct the Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, and the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC) to immediately reverse the decision, which affected over 72 million active telecommunications subscribers. The group said an immediate reversal of the decision would be in conformity with the Nigerian Constitution of 1999 as amended and Nigeria's international human rights obligation. It added that a reversal of the decision would also improve the confidence of the international community in human rights and the rule of law in Nigeria. Let's talk about the power outage experienced in major parts of Lagos, Abuja, Kano, Katsina, and Jigawa states due to collapse of the national grid. The Ministry of Power has disclosed that the blackout was caused by an act of vandalism on a transmission tower on the Odokpani-Kotapene line. According to the statement, the vandalization resulted in a sudden loss of about 400 megawatts of generation, which led to the shutdown across the country. The ministry, however, assured that power on the grid is being restored sequentially by the system operator. Eco Electricity Distribution Company, Abuja Distribution Company, and Kano Distribution Company were among the distribution companies affected by the collapse. As political parties and Nigerians prepare for the general election in 2023, a group of youths in Ondo State has urged young persons who are eligible to vote to embark on aggressive collection of permanent voter cards ahead of the 2023 general elections. They made their position known at a program tagged PVC Hangout held in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Ayodeji Moradeyo reports.
According to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, more than 72 million permanent voter cards, PVCs, have been collected by registered voters across Nigeria for the 2019 elections. Despite the high number of PVC collected, some states recorded low turnout of voters on election day. The need for you to get more involved in the electoral process through massive collection of PVCs and discouragement of vote buying came to the fore at this event tagged PVC Hangout. Representatives of the police, Department of State Services, DSS, and the electoral body were invited by the organizers for the event.
It comes to election time. It is our duty to first of all secure the materials, ensure personnel who are going to take part of the election, especially the INEC personnel. You get your permanent voter's card. I want to assure you that your votes will count, because this river is designed in such a way that it cannot be tampered with.
The participating youth shunned political affiliations and personal interests to chart a course they believe will make them vote and decide who should govern them. They stressed the need for young persons to transfer their active social media involvement to politics.
With the current situation of the country, political, economic, are all messed up. And if we're going to have a change, if something different will happen to us, then every one of us must be part of it. And that's why we're saying that the next election, everyone has to be part of it. That is the basics and the essence of putting this together.
It's not just getting the PVC, but of course use it for the purpose at which it was issued. So a whole lot of conversation around the fact that people don't use the PVC. A whole lot of young persons have PVC, but they have never used it because they don't believe in the system.
To embrace civic responsibility. That is not just enough for us to keep shouting on the social media all the time, criticize government people, criticize government policies, but we refuse to be part of the system.
Fans at these events agreed that regular interface like this will go a long way in educating the youth on the need to collect their PVCs ahead of the general election. PVC News, Akure.
Now, in order to effectively tackle insecurity in the country, some security experts believe the federal government need to constitute a security think tank that must include civilian security professionals to carry out risk assessment, vulnerability analysis, security survey, and come out with implementable recommendations. This was part of discussions at the private security practitioners event held in Lagos. Senior correspondent Ivy Kanu reports.
Though this is meant to be an induction ceremony by the International Institute of Professional Security, but the discussion shifted to the many security challenges facing the country. Tony Ofoyeton is the Director General of the Institute. He said verified intelligence remains a potent weapon in tackling insecurity in the country.
To the extent that if any agency, person or persons in authority is availed of the intelligence of an imminent security breach, attack or danger, and such person or agency negligently refuse to act on that intelligence, then they should be held personally liable.
For some of those on the high table, it's about time the country tried a different approach that would involve citizens' participation.
To pay attention to one important aspect of security in our nation, and that is sensitizing members of the public on the need to behave responsibly. It is time that we should start emphasizing citizens' responsibilities in this country, because we can't continue to behave the way we are behaving and expect wonders to happen.
The man who is at the remotest village is as critical as the man in the center in Abuja, because he may be the link that will help us to unlock a very dangerous end state.
There's no single solution to this problem, but all of us have a responsibility. The people who perpetrate these evil activities are not ghosts. They are human beings and they live amongst us.
Professor Adepoju Tejumaye, who delivered a lecture titled Professional Excellence in the Security Discipline, urged the inductees to be professional in the discharge of their duties. Another issue raised at this occasion is the need for the federal government to map out strategies that will empower state governments to handle issues relating to security without recourse to the federal government. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
Delta State government says the established viable partnership with the Federal Road Safety Commission over the years has helped the agency in the implementation of its six-point approach to tackling the problems of road accidents. Secretary to the state government, Patrick Uka, revealed this during the visit of staff and students of Senior Course 1 of the Federal Road Safety Corps Command and Staff College Udi, Enugu State, currently on a study tour of the state.
Welcoming the visiting staff and students of Senior Course 1 to his office, Secretary to the government says Delta State government has exemplified the spirit of cooperation for development and offered tremendous support for the smooth operations of the Corps in the state. Areas of collaboration include building and equipping of a befitting office accommodation for the state sector commander in Asaba, and provision of vehicles for enhanced operations.
The theme of your study tour, Enhancing Road Partnership for Innovative Intervention, is quite apt, as the nation is grappling with high rate of road crashes in the country. It is therefore important for all stakeholders to join hands in this noble effort aimed at reversing the trend. It is from this perspective that your study tour would provide a veritable platform for providing solutions to these threats on our roads.
The commandant of the visiting college, who led the team, acknowledged the effort of the Delta State government in enhancing FROSC road safety intervention, which necessitated the choice of Delta State for the study tour.
Road safety is a shared responsibility, and every year 1.3 million people are being killed on the world roads, not because of fighting communal crisis, not because of war or diseases, but avoidable road traffic crashes. So we believe quite well that if this collaboration between states and FRSC between the stakeholders in each state of the Federation, we can collectively bring down the rates of crashes in each states.
The state government later organized a dinner party for the visiting Senior Course 1 participants at the Unity Hall in Government House, Asaba. Ikenna Amage, TVC News, Asaba.
National leader of the All Progressives Congress, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, is felicitated with the president of Dangote Group, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, as he attained 65 on April 10th. The APC leader, in a statement by his media office, commended Alhaji Dangote for his numerous laudable achievements, not only as a titan of African industry, but also as a philanthropist. He prayed that Allah continues to extend his hands of mercy over his life, his family members, and loved ones. The statement added, quote, "As you gather with your family, friends, and associates to give thanks to Almighty Allah during this holy month of Ramadan, may He hear the supplications of your heart and fill you with His peace, guard and strengthen you in the years to come," end quote. Outside Nigeria, United Kingdom Prime Minister Boris Johnson is the latest Western leader to travel to Ukraine for talks with the country's president. Downing Street has said the UK plans to send 120 armored vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems to support Ukraine, following talks between Prime Minister Boris Johnson and the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kiev. In addition to the 120 armored vehicles and new anti-ship missile systems, the UK will guarantee an additional $500 million in World Bank lending to Ukraine, subject to parliamentary approval, taking its total loan guarantee to $1 billion. The UK will also relax tariffs on most imports from Ukraine to free up trade. The Prime Minister said he traveled to the Ukrainian capital as a show of our unwavering support for the people of Ukraine. In Bucha, after discovering the extent of the atrocities allegedly perpetrated by the Russian army, families are now trying to identify their killed relatives.